Hi, Amanda here, and welcome to Angel News for March. And I hope you are keeping yourself well and looking forward to the month ahead. I wanted to actually share a little bit about what happened in February for a number of us. I actually found, on a personal level, February one of the hardest months I've had in a very, very long time. And I know a number of people that I've connected with also shared that with me as well, that they found it really, really difficult. And I hope if you found it difficult that you've managed to get through it okay. I see a lighter time ahead for March coming for us, so I'm just keeping the faith that that is going to occur. So on a personal level, I thought it would be something I thought it would be good for me to share something about what happened to me in February. I'm very much for keeping it real and sharing my real self, so that you know that I am a human being really, and I still have life difficulties, even though I can be perceived sometimes, I've got all these wonderful celestial helpers around me that, I may have everything sussed, but I still face life challenges, and February's been one of those months. So at the beginning of the month, I had, with me and my partner, we had an instance where we were involved with a family health issue. So my partner's father was taken to hospital, and he's had various health issues leading up to this, and we were all quite worried about him and what was going to happen to him for his future. So that brought quite a lot of anxiety for us and my partner's family. Thankfully, he came through okay and he's out of hospital now, and he's just having to deal with those health issues going forward. We also had a problem which we've been carrying for a number of months, and I say we because it's really to do with my partner, but obviously I'm in the relationship with him, so I'm feeling the effects of that as well. My partner's been dealing with a legal battle in regards to an employment tribunal case. He was unfairly dismissed last year, and he's been on the journey of fighting for his rights in regards to that. He thankfully won the case. It was a bit of an uphill struggle in regards to getting some resolution with that, and it wasn't over, and it should have been over in the end of January, but it's continued going forward, because then he has been dealing with trying to get the compensation that he was owed from that. And there was a lot of stress around that, and the possibility that if we didn't have this resolved, we were going to have to take the employer to a higher court and force liquidation. So it was a massive amount of stress around that, and something that we didn't want to do. But my husband was very much for standing up for what's right and for the truth, and for following, a road to help and be assistance to others in regards to setting an example. So he was willing to take it as far as he needed to take it. Thankfully, we've kind of come to some resolution with that, so I'm praying again that that will be finally resolved very soon. And then in the mid-month, I actually got quite sick, and I had a couple of weeks where I was more or less flat on my back with a migraine, which completely incapacitated me in a number of ways. Anybody that knows what migraines are like, it takes a bit of time to recover from them as well. So it's been a difficult month. A lot of emotions have been coming up to the surface. I've been challenged a number of times in the way my mind's reactions to certain things, so I've had to manage my mind state. And then we had one other big thing which is not resolved at all yet, which has just recently happened to us in regards to our environment where we're living. We live in a beautiful rural community, and the road where we are living is being proposed to have a massive water treatment plant placed on it, which is literally across the road from where we live. and it would mean that 18 families lose their homes. So you can imagine the impact on the community around this area. So we are now on the journey of protesting against that, and for finding a better outcome for where this water plant can be built. And if it is built, it's like a 10 years disruption of the whole area. So you can imagine the stress levels of the people in the community and down our street. So it's been a bit of a month, and you know, I have had some challenges, and I've actually struggled, to be honest. I really have struggled, and I've called upon the angels in a bigger way to really help me, and they've come through with some amazing guidance that really supported me. You know, beautiful messages around me believing myself that I can cope with this, to keep going, and keeping the faith for good outcomes, and trying to keep my mind state positive, focus on what I want, not what I don't want, and things like wonderful supportive messages. And one of the biggest messages that they gave me, which came through in a repetitive way when I was going through a particularly bad point where I kind of felt like I've hit a wall and I really didn't think I could get through it, and I didn't know what I was going to do, was the message that I've got everything I need inside of me. I was to look inside and find what it is I need to help myself. And they gave me some images, and one of the images that came up was that key that I got at the beginning of the year, which somebody gave me, and I felt that I've got the key to some really magical secrets, things that are going to really help me this year. And I realised that I've got a key to my amazing mind, which has full of an amazing amount of resources to help itself, even though I didn't feel that I could reach them at the time. And I remembered all the tools and techniques that I use with other people when I coach people to help them get over situations like this that bring up a number of states in us, like anxiety, worry, immobilization, procrastination, inner doubts. And I started to use some of these tools on myself, and I started to see some of the results of how effective they were, and they really got me through this month, and I'm still using them. And today I was out weeding the garden, and I was literally putting out the weeds, and I was also using that practice with that intention that I felt like I was weeding my mind and weeding out the weeds that were, you know, niggling me and stuff like that, and as I was pulling a weed up, I was pulling a weed up in my mind. And I realised about all these tools that I've got to use, which are neuroscience techniques and NLP techniques, that it would be really wonderful for lots more people to know about these tools. And I thought, you know, I can't coach everybody, but I thought, why don't I share a number of them on a workshop? I haven't even got a name for it yet, but I thought today how amazing that would be, a little half-day workshop just to learn some real useful life skills, how you can master your mind and help yourself get through some of the life challenges which bring up all these unresourceful and really debilitating states that completely stop us in our tracks. Because if you think about it, if we don't fill up for things, we can't do them. And that's how I felt. I just didn't feel like it. Didn't feel like doing half the stuff I had to do. I was so caught up in all these negative states. But I got myself through it by using some of these tools. And it was wonderful that I remembered that actually what I use on other people, I can actually use on myself. And I thought, well, why don't I teach that, you know, in a simple little workshop? So I'm planning that for April now. I haven't got a date yet set. I haven't got it outlined on my website, but I'm going to just put it out here now on the video, and I will be sending out some information on that if anyone's interested, because this stuff really does work, and I've really managed to get through a difficult month. And I will still keep using it because I've still got some issues that are not resolved yet, and I've got to keep myself on form for that, to get myself through that, and also be there for other people as a support, which is most important for me, because that's what my life purpose is all about, supporting others. And I need to remember to support myself in that. Well, look, that's it from now. Look, from me now, and I am wishing you a marvellous March. That just rolled off the tongue there, so I'm just setting that intention. It's going to be a marvellous March, and I will see you on the other side, and do what you need to do to just keep yourself going and keep the faith. Take care now. Bye bye.